I'm Alan Hain. On YouTube, I go by the Lawn Care Nut. I have a company called Yard Mastery. We work with DIYers and homeowners. And today we're out here at Cletus McFarland's Freedom Factory. This is a racetrack here in Bradenton, Florida that he purchased a few years ago. It was about to be torn down, actually. He purchased it and revamped it. And part of the overhaul was to put in a beautiful infield. And so that's where we're standing here today. When we first moved in here, the inner oval wasn't here, as well as the burnout pad. None of that was here, so they put that in. They've really kind of changed everything, which has also changed the topography of the track, where the grass is now compared to where it used to be. There are a lot of challenges working here. I mean, the biggest is, again, because this track is owned by a YouTuber, so it gets abused in a little bit of a different way. They have this beautiful grass here, but they want to have fun with it. On top of it, the grass is a safety feature. I mean, the reason we have grass in infields or racetracks is because it works good to slow cars down that might be out of control. Another challenge we have being is this Florida, we're in the rainy season right now, and it rains literally every afternoon, but this is a giant bowl. And so all of this pavement that you see behind me is catching water, thousands and thousands of gallons of water that has to go somewhere, and it all flows into the grass and into the infield. So there's a lot of different things, but the biggest challenge actually is dealing with rain and then all of the stuff that comes along with that. You know, you have wet spots, now you're more prone to disease and things like that, even though we don't really have a problem with disease out here and never have. And then another issue we have is I'm a guy that likes to throw down nitrogen, and I can't do that here in this county in Florida because we have nitrogen and phosphorus bans, and that's because of our waterways, and we like to follow those rules, we follow the law. I called up my partners from Sod Solutions and I said, look, you guys have the coolest grasses, you have all the newest, neatest stuff. What can we do? And I was thinking like one grass, and you guys were like, no, let's do 3. Let's highlight 3 different grasses. I'm like, all right, that's cool, because it gives us a bigger challenge to take care of them. They're all a little bit different, but it also gives us a very unique look. And so that's where we arrived at, having the Northbridge Bermuda here on the backstretch, the CitraBlue St. Augustine on the 2 wings, and then the CitraZoy in on the right next to the burnout pad. So it's kind of a unique look, really interesting, and we've got some different ways that we've been taking care of it. So we have the Northbridge Bermuda. This is here on the backstretch, and this is really kind of like the main focal point. The thing about this grass is it rooted in 5 days. We had to sod this quickly. The ground was all prepared, but within 5 days it was rooted, and I was actually mowing. So that was excellent. I thought that was incredible. That was the easiest part. The biggest challenge I have right now is what you're gonna have with any Bermuda is because it's bumpy. You know, this is it's not been leveled yet. We need to get some sand out here and really start working on flattening this out. I use the word level. It's really flattening it out and getting the low spots out of it. And then I'm assuming it'll come in nice and perfect and green. So the CitraZoy, it's coming in a little bit slower. It actually came in dormant. It really hasn't even grown that much even now. The other issue is that's where most of my flooding is. And so it's got a lot of water on it, more than I would like. And so it's just kind of sitting there in the water trying to figure out what to do. Overall, I think it's beautiful. It's nice and soft. I mean, here in Florida, we struggle to find what I call barefoot grasses, something you can actually go out and enjoy with no shoes on, and the CitraZoy is for sure in that category. And with that nice low mow, it just seems like a nice grass to play on. So I think it'll be great once it greens up and once it starts growing. CitraBlue St. Augustine has fast become my favorite St. Augustine grass. I've been working on it here now for a few months. And the things I like most about it is a deeper, darker blue-green color. Again, as a guy that pushes nitrogen, I do that for growth and thickness. This stuff already came in thick, established within 2 weeks. No issues there. I just like the nitrogen for the green, but we're in blackout right now. We haven't put nitrogen on it in a couple months, and it's still dark blue-green. It hasn't changed. The other thing is it doesn't really grow as fast as what I'm used to. So Floratam is what most people have here in Florida. Right now, you're mowing your Floratam every 3 days if you're following the 1/3 rule, maybe every 4 if you think you can get away with it. I mow this weekly and I'm fine, even every 8 or 9 days. And this is in the middle of the rainy season in Florida. And then the other thing is, it is a stout, thick grass. When you walk on it, you can feel it is thick underneath you. And the reason that's good is because that's our best defense against weeds. I have weeds in every bit of grass out here, but the St. Augustine has the least. This is a tropical jungle here, and our grasses are in the fight with that tropical jungle, and the CitraBlue does a great job, again, with that stout, thick growth nature. It's just holding out the weeds. So that's the thing I like about it best, the color, and it keeps the weeds out. I'll tell you, when we had our first big event out here in the spring, it was only 4 weeks after this sod was put in. Everything was looking good, and they had a concert out here on the track, and they were trying to keep people off the grass. They couldn't do it. People were just rushing on. They wanted to touch the grass. They wanted to step on it because it looked so fake, again, because of how green it was. And so I just thought that was really cool. That's the whole idea, is that this place is open and accessible to the locals here in Bradenton during those events, and they get to come on the track and experience that, and it's great that they have beautiful grass to sit on when they do.